because here we have to count now how many registers are available in your ARM processor or your ARM microcontroller. Okay, so we will be able to understand how many registers are there. Okay, so to understand that, let us go back to the programming model and see, and we need and we need to count how many registers are there, because most of the students will find it difficult to understand actually how many registers are there. Okay, so we will see how many registers are there, and then we will switch to understand the different modes in detail. Yes, so we have started our explanation of this register, this programming model of ARM. I have told you there are total 6 columns you can see, but this column is your user, or it is a system mode. So the first column is shared amongst the user mode as well as system mode, and in this user and system mode you will come to know that there are total 16 registers, R0 to R15, and some registers out of this 16 register, 3 registers are special function registers. They are R13, which is stack pointer, R14, which is link register, and R15, which is a program counter. I have explained you what is a stack pointer. This will point to the to the top of the stack. Okay, this will point to the top of the stack. Your link register will give you the return address. If there is a, if you go to the subroutine program and if you want to go back to the main program, so return address is stored into the R14. That is a link register. Then your R15 is called as a program counter, and you know the program counter will hold the address of the next instruction which has to be executed. So I can say R0 to R12 are the general purpose registers, and R13 to R15 are the special function registers because they have some dedicated work. After that, we have seen the CPSR. We are going to see see the CPSR in detail. Okay, we are going to see the CPSR in detail. For time being, I have just explained to you that this current program status register. So this is a program status register, and you know PSW, program status word. So the same PSW is applicable for CPSR also. So here also there are some flags, because of doing some operation. These flags may be getting affected. Okay, so that is the current status of that flag. So it is called as a CPSR. Now this CPSR is the one which is available for the user as well as system. Even I have told you that most of the time by default we are in the user mode. We are in the user mode. Okay, so this was all about your user mode. मैंने आपको तक नहीं बताया what is the user mode. मैंने आपको तक नहीं बताया what is the system mode. I'm just telling you these are every register is of 32 bit. The size of each and every register is of 32 bit, because your ARM microcontroller is a 32-bit microcontroller or the processor. Okay, so every register is of 32 bit. So that was the explanation for the first column. Second column, when you talk about the second column, I have told you the name of the second column is your FIQ. The name of your second column is your FIQ. FIQ stands for fast interrupt. Okay, now in this I have told you R0 to R7, R0 to R7 are the same, which is there for R0 to R7 for user mode. So I can say R0 to R7 is share is the they are the common registers. R0 to R7 are the common register, or you can say these are the same registers which you can see here, which is available in the user mode. Not only R0 to R7, you have R15 as well as CPSR. You have R15 as well as CPSR. So these are also common. These are also common with the user mode. Then what about the remaining? So whatever you see in the blue color, they are called as banked register. They are called as banked register. They are called as banked register. Okay. So when I'm saying it is a bank register, that means these are the unique registers, and these are the registers which are available only for that particular mode. So I have already told you R8 can be written as R8 underscore FIQ. R8 underscore FIQ. The same thing is applicable for all the registers which are shown in the blue color. Okay. Now, what about SPSR? SPSR is for saved program status register. Now, whenever you switch from user mode to FIQ mode, the content of the CPSR of the user mode is saved in the saved program status register. So, whatever is the content of this CPSR is saved in this. और ये CPSR में क्या होता है? इसका खुद का FIQ का खुद का content will be there, or the status will be saved, or the status will be available in this CPSR. Okay, so what I meant to say that whenever you go from one mode to the other mode, the content is saved. The content is saved in its particular SPSR. The content is stored in its own SPSR. Okay, so these blue color are called as banked register, and the white one is called as unbanked register. Okay, so wherever you see all the white colors background, they are all unbanked, and the banked ones are the registers which are unique for that particular mode. Okay, come to the next one. The next one I have told you, the next one is called as IRQ, that is interrupt request. Okay, here if you see the unbanked register, the range is greater. It is R0 to R12 as well as R15 and CPSR. And the one which you see, and the one which you see in the pink color, they are banked register. They are banked register. Okay. Similarly here, R0 to R15, R12, R15 CPSR, R0 to R12, R15 CPSR, R0 to R12, R15 CPSR. Okay, and these are the individual registers. These are the individual registers with a different color to show that they are unique and they are dedicated with that particular register. These registers are dedicated with that particular mode. So the second column was IRQ. The next one was supervisory mode. It is given by SPC, and the second last is given as undefined mode, UNDEF. In short, it is given as UNDEF. And the last one is called as abort mode. The last one is called as abort. Okay, the last one is called as abort mode. So if you count, you will come to know there are 7 modes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there are 7 modes. There are 7 modes. Okay. Any questions still till this point? If you have any questions, please ask, so that we can proceed.
बैंक रजिस्टर मतलब
क्या बोले?
बैंक रजिस्टर मतलब?
कल प्रेजेंट थे क्या आप?
नो सर.
So don't ask me this question then. If you are not present yesterday, I am not going to tell you in the, you can ask your colleague or you can read from the book. Any more questions you have? So whenever whenever you talk about these modes, you have to be very careful that what particular registers are the registers which we have to use. Okay, which are the registers we have to use. Now with this understanding, we are going to go. We are going to proceed further now, and we are going to see actually count that how many registers are available in ARM. After going through this programming model, then we are going to understand how many actual registers are there. How many actual registers are there. Okay, so we will see how many registers are there. Now to show that how many registers are there, let me show you the other table. Yes, this one is the whole view of your programming model of ARM. Now here it will be very, now here it shows you the better understanding. It gives you the better view of different modes with their registers, okay. Now here whatever I explain you is seen here now, okay. So whatever I have told you, that is user mode as well as system mode, which is sharing the registers, and these are the registers R0 to R15. R15 is called as program counter, and this is your CPSR. And whatever you see in this color, they are called as banked register. Okay, banked register. Now try to understand. Banked registers are the registers which are not common and which are unique for that particular mode. Okay. For example, if I take the example of interrupt mode, for interrupt mode, R13 is unique. Why so? Because R13 is R13 underscore IRQ. R13 IRQ is different from R13 underscore UNDF. This R13 IRQ is different from this. So what I mean to say that these shaded portion are all unique registers. So these unique registers are called as banked registers. And other than banked registers, all registers are common. It means that, take an example, this R5 is the same as this R5. So I can say R5, all are unbanked registers. They are one and the same. It also implies that at a time we can be only in one mode. Only one mode. ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा कि हम at a time दो मोड में काम कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा. तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं अनडिफाइंड मोड में काम कर रहा हूँ, तो ये जो आपको दिख रहा है R0 से लेके R12, ये वही है जो यूजर मोड में है, तो यूजर मोड के जो रजिस्टर्स है R0 टू R12 वो चीज यही है. लेकिन अगर मैं अनडिफाइंड मोड में काम कर रहा हूँ, तो ये जो R13 है वो ये R13 नहीं है, वो डिफरेंट है, वो है उसका खुद का R13. that is why the name is given as R13 underscore UNDEF. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is banked register and what is unbanked register. So banked registers are the unique registers of that particular mode, in which mode you are working, and unbanked registers are the registers which are common. Okay, now in this the picture is very clear that you have total how many you have total seven modes. Okay, user, system, supervisory, abort, undefined, interrupt, and fast interrupt. Okay, and this is how the table has to be drawn if asked in the exam. This is how the table has to be drawn. This is the way how table has to be drawn. Now with this understanding, we will proceed further. Even I have told you something about privilege mode, unprivileged mode, and unprivileged. So to explain you that, this is a proper figure. अब ये फिगर क्या बता रहा है? ये फिगर बता रहा है कि you have total 7 registers and you have total 7 modes. But okay, before I go to this, I was actually planning to explain you how many registers are there. Okay, how many registers are there? So to explain you that how many registers are there, I will better go to the PPT. and in this PPT we will be actually able to see how many registers are there. Yes, this is the one. So I want everyone to count now. We are going to count now. Now, if you see properly, user and system mode. Okay, now I'm going to count. I'm going to count the total number of registers. I am going to count the total number of registers, and you have to be with me now. Okay. Now we are going to count. The first column is user or system mode. As already have told you, the user and system mode are sharing the same registers. That is why both of them are written the same thing. So we are going to count. So I will count now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So total you have 15. Sorry, total you have 16. R0 to R15 is 16. So these are total 16. Then this is 17. तो यहाँ तक 17 हुआ. तो यूजर और सिस्टम मोड का अगर मैं बात करता हूँ तो 17 are there. Now when you talk about FIQ, आपको पता है R0 से R17 FIQ के जो रजिस्टर है वो सेम है, तो उसको मैं काउंट नहीं करूंगा. See, I am taking much of the time to explain you this because बच्चों को ये नहीं समझता है कि टोटल रजिस्टर्स कितने हैं आपके पास, इसलिए I am taking slowly to make you understand now. तो जैसे मैंने बताया था कि R0 to R7 FIQ के वही है जो R0 to R7 यूजर या सिस्टम मोड के, तो वो काउंट नहीं होंगे. तो हमको काउंट कौन से करने, ये वाले जो यूनिक है. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and this is 8 and this is 8. Okay. CPSR काउंट नहीं होगा because वो CPSR वो यही है, CPSR वो काउंट नहीं होगा. तो कितने हो गए 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. तो यहाँ पे 8. अभी जब ये हो गया आपका FIQ का, ये है आपका IRQ का. IRQ stands for interrupt request. उसका कितना है 1, 2 और ये 3. सुपरवाइजरी मोड कितने हैं, दिस इज SVC 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. यहाँ पे भी 1, 2 and 3. दिस इज अनडिफाइंड, हम लिखते हैं शॉर्ट में UNDEF. शॉर्ट इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि ये देखो कैसे लिखा है R13 अंडरस्कोर UNDF. ये देखो कैसे लिखा है R13 अंडरस्कोर SVC. सो वी शुड नो द शॉर्ट फॉर्म. एंड अबॉर्ट को लिखते हैं हम ABT. उसके भी है 1, 2, 3. So can you tell me total how many registers are there? Please count and tell me total number of registers.
So 37.
Yes, 37 is the right answer. So total there are 37 registers. Now the next.
Sir.
हाँ.
Sir, but ये registers तो सिर्फ 17 ही होंगे. हम तो registers को different modes में यूज कर रहे हैं ना.
हाँ बराबर है ना, लेकिन इन जनरल में सबको बता रहा हूँ ना. ये रजिस्टर यहाँ पे जो सिस्टम मोड के रजिस्टर्स है ये तो अलग है जब सिस्टम मोड में काम करेंगे. जब मैं FIQ में काम करूंगा तो वो R0 to R7 यही रहेंगे, तो मैं उसको फिर से रिपीट नहीं कर सकता हूँ काउंटिंग के लिए. तो मुझे उसके खुद के अलग से जो डिफरेंट रजिस्टर है वो मुझे काउंट करना पड़ेगा. तो एज ए होल टोटल हाउ मेनी रजिस्टर्स आर अवेलेबल फॉर ARM, तो मुझे सब रजिस्टर्स को लेना पड़ेगा इंक्लूडिंग कंसिडरिंग ऑल द मोड्स. हाँ, so that is important. हाँ
सर मुझे लेकिन मेरे को एक डाउट है सर. जो हमने यूजर एंड सिस्टम मोड में R8 to R14 देखा फॉर एग्जांपल, वो उसका फिजिकल लोकेशन मतलब जो वो अलग से एग्जिस्ट करते हैं क्या? अगर हम लोग इसमें देखेंगे तो फास्ट इंटरप्ट रिक्वेस्ट में कि वो सेम ही रजिस्टर है लेकिन उसको डिफरेंट मोड्स में हम यूज कर रहे हैं.
हाँ वो सेम रजिस्टर है लेकिन नहीं, ये जो R8 है ये R8 और ये R8 डिफरेंट रहेंगे. दिस R8 विल बी
फिजिकली डिफरेंट, दोनों अलग
अलग है बिकॉज दिस R8 विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय R8 अंडरस्कोर FIQ. This R8 will be replaced by R8 underscore FIQ if I am talking about the fast interrupt request. और वही अगर मैं IRQ की बात कर रहा हूँ, ये R8 और IRQ का R8 वो एक ही है, लेकिन R13 और ये R13 ये डिफरेंट रहेगा, because this R13 will be replaced by R13 underscore IRQ. Understood now? These registers
Yes.
getting replaced by their respective registers, by their respective registers.
Oh, yes sir.
ओके अभी मैं बता रहा हूं आपको कि ये 37 को हम स्प्लिट कैसे कर सकते हैं। 37 को मैं स्प्लिट कर सकता हूं 30 प्लस 6 प्लस 1. Now what is this 30? Now this 30 is general purpose registers. This 30 is general purpose registers. ये जो 37 है ना, हमने अभी जो कभी तक काउंट की है उसको मैं स्प्लिट कर सकता हूँ 30 प्लस 6 प्लस 1 फॉर बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग। तो 30 मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ, 30 आर जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर, 30 आर जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर। 6 क्या है, 6 आर योर स्टेटस रजिस्टर, 6 आर योर स्टेटस रजिस्टर। और एक क्या है, एक इज योर प्रोग्राम काउंटर, 1 is your program count, 1 is your program count. Okay, what is this one program counter? This one program counter मैं इसको रब करता हूं, ये वन प्रोग्राम काउंटर की जो बात कर रहा हूं वो ये है। 6 स्टेटस रजिस्टर की जो बात कर रहा हूं, इसमें से 5 प्रोग्राम सेव्ड प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर है और एक करंट प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर है। तो दिस 6 स्टेटस रजिस्टर इज स्प्लिट इनटू 1 CPSR plus 5 SPSR, 5 SPSR, 5 different SPSR, 5 different SPSR and 1 CPSR। ये देखो ये स्प्लिट भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये जो स्प्लिट किया है मैंने ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो अगेन आई एम सेइंग वन प्रोग्राम काउंटर इज दिस R15PC, 6 स्टेटस रजिस्टर इन जनरल, उसको अगर स्प्लिट करूंगा तो 1 CPSR, CPSR अब तक हमने डिटेल में नहीं पढ़ा है, इट इज अ करंट प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर प्लस 5 different SPSR saved program status register, 5 different SPSR, 5 different क्यों, can you see here, SPSR underscore FIQ, SPSR underscore IRQ, SPSR underscore SVC, SPSR underscore undefined, SPSR underscore ABT, so that's why it is 5 different। ये हो गया 6 स्टेटस के बारे में। और ये 30 जो है, ये जो 30 वाले जो है वो है ये वाले जो मैं सर्कल कर रहा हूं, जो बाकी बचे वाले हैं। So these are 60 जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर, सॉरी 30 जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर। तो ये सब हम जब काउंट करेंगे तो ये आपको 37 आता है। इज इट फाइन नाउ?
यस सर।
अगर मैं और आपको अगर बताऊं तो ये 30 भी मैं स्प्लिट कर सकता हूँ। 30 में किस में स्प्लिट करूंगा, प्लस, वैसे देखा जाए तो इसको यूजुअली हम जनरल पर्पस बोलते हैं, लेकिन अगर उसको मुझे स्प्लिट करना है तो मैं लिख सकता हूँ डैश जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर प्लस डैश स्पेशल फंक्शन रजिस्टर। तो मुझे बताओ जनरल पर्पस डैश जो है, या फिर मुझे वो बाद में बताओ, मुझे पहले बताओ जो डैश स्पेशल फंक्शन रजिस्टर वो कौन से, वो मैं यहाँ पे बता रहा हूँ। 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, so 12 और 30 माइनस 12 करेंगे तो कितना आता है 28, सॉरी
सर
18।
प्रोग्राम काउंटर को हम लोग नहीं काउंट करते हैं क्या स्पेशल फंक्शन रजिस्टर में?
किसको?
प्रोग्राम काउंटर को।
लेकिन प्रोग्राम काउंटर मैंने अलग से लिखा है ना, इसलिए मैं उसको उसमें कंसिडर नहीं किया।
ओके सर।
ये वन प्रोग्राम काउंटर अलग मैंने कंसिडर किया, ठीक है। तो इसलिए 12 स्पेशल फंक्शन रजिस्टर और 18 जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर। सो 18 plus 12 we give you 30. Now this is how you can split your 37 registers into one PC, into 6 status register and 30 general purpose register. If it is fine, can we proceed further now?
यस सर।
Okay. Now hereafter you should now not have any doubt now कि 37 कैसे आए, कौन कौन से है, बैंक रजिस्टर्स क्या है, अनबैंक्ड रजिस्टर्स क्या है, okay, and how do you count these registers. So now everything I have made clear now. Now we will proceed to the next one. Yes. Okay, I was talking about this one. So here this is a clear picture to explain you the modes, their description, and what they are called as. Okay, so here you have mode, here you have the description, and here you have whether they are privileged mode or they have unprivileged mode. Okay, whether they are privileged mode or they are unprivileged mode. Okay, now when you talk about the modes, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are called as exception modes. Okay, they are called as exception modes other than user mode. These modes are also called as privilege modes. And user is the only one which is unprivileged mode. Okay, so again I am repeating, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modes are exception modes as well as they are privilege modes. User mode is the mode which is unprivileged mode. Okay, user mode is the mode which is unprivileged mode. Okay, now why these modes are called as exception modes and why they are called as privilege modes? Okay, so for that we will go to this slide and we will see now what is a privilege mode, what is unprivileged mode, and what is exception mode. Okay, now here if you see properly, now here privilege modes are what? Privilege modes are the modes in which you have a full right to read and write access to CPSR. This is very important. हम CPSR पढ़ने वाले. For timing, I have told you CPSR is a current, जिस मोड में मैं हूँ उसका करंट प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर. ओके, तो वो CPSR को मैं रीड भी कर सकता हूँ, इवन आई कैन राइट. सो कैन आई से दिस इज अ प्रिविलेज गिवन, दिस इज अ प्रिविलेज विच इज गिवन. सो प्रिविलेज मोड है जो है वो अदर देन यूजर ऑल आर प्रिविलेज मोड्स. So actually I can have a read access as well as write access to CPSR. Okay, so CPSR is nothing but it is a 16-bit register. हम देखेंगे individual bits का क्या important है. So it is a program status word in short in which you will see the flags. कौन कौन से फ्लैग है हम उसमें डिटेल में पढ़ने वाले. तो ये फ्लैग को मैं रीड कर सकता हूँ या फिर राइट कर सकता हूँ. Then that is called as a privilege mode. So you remember, other than user mode, all modes are privilege mode. So what is then non-privilege mode? Non-privileged mode is a mode in which only I can read my CPSR. Only I can read my CPSR. So in non-privileged mode, only user mode is you have. You have only user mode. You have only user mode. So user mode is the non-privileged mode. It is a non-privileged mode or it is unprivileged mode. You can say anything. Okay. Now I can say I have 6 privileged mode and 1 non-privileged mode. जो मैंने अभी बताया. User mode is a non-privileged mode and default mode is user. मैंने पहले बताया था कि हम अगर default किस mode में काम करेंगे तो that is a user mode. 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 Now here we have to understand. Now we have understood what is a privilege. What do you mean by unprivileged? We have understood now. Now we will try to understand what is the exception mode. What do you mean by exception mode? Okay. Now जब हम exception mode की any question?
यस सर.
हाँ.
सर हम लोग लेकिन राइट क्यों करेंगे CPSR को? बट बिकॉज वो तो सर स्टेटस दिखा रहा है ना हमें.
नहीं, उसमें हम जब है ना वो जब CPSR देखेंगे ना तब आपका ये डाउट क्लियर हो जाएगा. उसमें कुछ अलग दूसरे भी बिट्स होते हैं जो बिट्स हमको राइट करने पड़ते हैं जिसको हम राइट कर सकते हैं.
ओके.
इवन दो हाँ
सर जैसे हमने वो 8051 में S1 S0 देखा था वो सिलेक्ट बैंक रजिस्टर.
हाँ यस हाँ उसी की तरह से कुछ इसमें भी ऐसा ही है. यस यू आर राइट.
ओके सर.
हाँ कुछ उसी तरह से इसमें भी है. ओके तो मैं आपको जब बताऊंगा तब दिखाऊंगा. ओके यस क्लियर. नाउ वी विल टॉक अबाउट एक्सेप्शन मोड्स. वी विल टॉक अबाउट एक्सेप्शन मोड्स. नाउ एक्सेप्शन मोड्स क्यों कहा जाता है? व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज एन एक्सेप्शन मोड्स? ओके नाउ मैंने जैसे बताया था कि यूजुअली वी वर्क इन द यूजर मोड. नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय यूजर मोड. The user mode is the mode under which most applications or operating system tasks runs. So, whenever you are doing some applications, we say that we are in the user mode. इसलिए उसको नाम दिया है user because it is the application in which users are using the application. Okay, that is why the name is given as user mode. It is given as user mode. Okay, so in the description it is a small description that in the normal run, okay, your machine or your microcontroller is working in the normal circumstances. That is nothing but you are running your application or your operating system runs in this particular user mode. So in the normal circumstances your machine will probably be in either user mode. It will be in either user mode or supervisory mode also. अब supervisory mode में क्या है? In the supervisory mode में क्या है? We entered in this mode whenever you go with whenever you have a reset, as well as and when software interrupt instruction is executed. तो मुझे क्या बताना है कि in the normal operation we are in the user mode. And when we switch to the supervisory mode, when we reset our microcontroller ARM, or whenever you encounter with any software interrupt or any software interrupt is executed, then we go from user mode to the supervisory mode. So can I say normally I am in the user mode, and from user mode I can go to supervisory, or I can go to FIQ, I can go to IRQ, I can go to ABT, I can go to undefined, I can go to system mode. Okay, now this is because unless and until there is a normal operation, I am in the user mode. लेकिन ऐसा कुछ होता है और ऐसे कुछ होता है को बोलते हैं इंटरप्ट, या फिर उसको कहा जाता है एक्सेप्शन. तो एक्सेप्शंस अगर कुछ आते हैं या फिर कुछ इंटरप्ट आता है तो मुझे यूजर मोड से दूसरे मोड में जाना पड़ता है. इसीलिए ये बाकी के मोड को कहा जाता है एक्सेप्शन मोड्स. बाकी मोड को कहा जाता है एक्सेप्शन मोड्स बिकॉज इन नॉर्मल circumstances, in normal operations, we are in the user mode, and unless and until there is interrupt or there is an exception, This interrupt and exceptions are interchangeable words, but the meaning remains the same. So unless and until there is interrupt or exception, we will be in the user mode. और कभी भी अगर ये आता है, interrupt और exception आता है, तो मुझे दूसरे मोड में जाना पड़ता है. इसलिए ये बाकी के मोड को कहा जाता है exception modes. इसलिए बाकी के मोड्स को कहा जाता है exception modes. ओके, सो इसका मतलब यूजर को अनएक्सेप्शन मोड नहीं बोल सकते हम कहेंगे कि यूजर मोड इज द डिफॉल्ट मोड इन विच यूजर इज वर्किंग ऑल देयर एप्लीकेशंस एंड ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, एंड व्हेनेवर यू हैव एन इंटरप्ट और एक्सेप्शन you switch from the user mode to the any of the exception modes. You have to say. मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि I will switch from user mode to the privilege modes. Privilege का मतलब अलग है, exception का मतलब अलग है. तो जब मैं बोलूंगा कि whenever there is interrupt and exception, you go from user mode to exception modes. Any one of the exception modes. That is the proper way of saying. मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि interrupt और exception आने के कारण I am going from user mode to any one of the privilege modes. No, that is the wrong way of saying. क्योंकि privilege का मतलब आपको समझ में आया कि I can read and write with your CPSR, और unprivileged का मतलब only I can read my CPSR. लेकिन exception का मतलब होता है because of the interrupt and exceptions you go from user mode to the any one of the exception modes. So that is how it has to be explained now. Okay, that is how it has to be explained. Now, once you have understood the exception modes, you have understood the privileged modes and the unprivileged mode. Now the next thing is to understand what are these modes. What are these modes? So we will say one by one. We will see one by one. So you have understood one mode, that is user mode. Now we will understand the other modes. We will understand the other modes. Now I will be explaining you this mode. You have to correlate this mode with an example. The example is you can take the example of your smartphone, or you can take the example of your laptop, or you can take the example of your desktop PC. Okay, the best example I would say, I will take the example of your smartphone. Now, if you are not using your smartphone, the screen light will not glow. The screen light will not glow, and it will be in the standby mode. It will be in the standby mode. Okay, that means I'm not using my cell phone. I'm just keeping my cell phone away from me. So in that case, it is not consuming much of the power because you are not pressing any of the key. Okay, you are not touching your screen. Okay, in that case, it is in the silent mode. Also, whenever these cell phones are not used, it is not consuming much of the energy, as well as the if you see properly in the standby mode, the utilization of the network is also less. इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि जब हम यूज नहीं कर रहे तो उसका जो नेटवर्क सर्चिंग कैपेसिटी है it is reduced. लेकिन हम जब उसको टच करते हैं, you will see that it is in the active mode and it is searching for the network. It will search for the network. That is how it works. This is happening only because to save the power. Okay, to save the power. Let me give an example of your laptop. If I'm not using my laptop, your screen will go blank. Go blank, as well as it will go to the standby mode, or it will go to the sleep mode automatically, unless and until you press any key. Okay, or if you take an example of a desktop computer, unless and until you touch your mouse or you press any key, your screen will not glow or your screen will not be on. That is how it is saving the power. That is how it's saving the power. So with this example, I am going to explain you the different modes. First, we will start with the supervisory mode, which already I have explained you. That whenever you are resetting your processor or the controller, or whenever you are encountering with any software interrupt in the instruction, then you enter into the supervisory mode. Okay, मैं फिर से बता रहा हूँ कि by default I'm in the user mode. हम supervisor mode में कब जाते हैं when you have reset your microcontroller or whenever you encounter with the software interrupt. This is how it happens. Take the next example of FIQ. Take the example of your FIQ. Okay. Now here, you can take an example of your cell phone now. Cell phone का example मैं और एक बताता हूँ. Okay. Now suppose the battery is getting discharged, and only 10% of the battery is remaining. So in that case, your cell phone will give you an indication. It will give you some the sound. It will give you some particular sound to attract your attention that the battery is going to be drained out after few seconds. So that can be treated as FIQ. That can be treated as FIQ because that requires urgent attention. So can I say that is of highest priority, high priority interrupt? What type of interrupt is that? That the battery is going to drain after few seconds. Kindly charge your battery. So that has to be given higher priority. That can be treated as FIQ. So when you enter from user mode to FIQ mode, when you have a high priority interrupt is raised. It is also called as fast because you have to give attention to that particular interrupt. Okay, because that we have to give service to that interrupt because being a high priority, you have to give service to that interrupt, and that I have explained you with an example. Okay, the same thing applies to your laptop. जब उसका बैटरी कम होता है तो it will go to the power saving mode. And it will bring and it will give an indication that charging has to be done as early as possible. So that kind of interrupt is given as the highest priority. That is also called as a fast interrupt. Okay, so you go from user mode to FIQ under this condition whenever you encounter with high priority interrupts or when high priority interrupts are raised. Okay, come to the next one, IRQ. IRQ is what? It is entered when a low priority or normal interrupt is raised. Okay, normal interrupt is raised. Now this can be given with a small example that whenever you touch a screen of a laptop or you touch your mouse, that is also one type of interrupt. Okay, that is also one type of interrupt when you touch your screen or when you touch your smartphone. Okay, then it is an indication. That is also one type of interrupt that is given, but that is given as a low priority. That is also interrupt, but that is given as a low priority. You can correlate this example with this particular low priority interrupt. Then you enter from user mode to IRQ. Then you enter into the IRQ. That is interrupt request. So there is inbuilt software program. That whenever the mouse is touched, whenever your screen is touched, the screen should glow, or you should come back to the normal operation. That is some programs are stored into the ROM to give you this indication. So that touching of your mouse or touching of your screen is an indication, an example of IR. Then comes the abort. How do you go from user mode to abort mode? You can go from user mode to abort mode only when you handle or there is a violation of memory. I will give an example. Now, whenever you are dealing with some memory, and that memory is beyond the capacity, of your microcontroller. So in that case, I am violating the memory. Access. इसका मतलब अगर मेरी मेमोरी की जो साइज है, अगर फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम गिविंग, इफ इट इज अ 64K, you know that you go from 00 to FF, but other than this FF 00 to this, if I want to access any other memory other than this range, then it is a violation of the memory access, or I am handling the memory which is not available. I am handling the memory location which is actually not available in the memory capacity, out of the memory capacity. Okay, so in
सर
that case
ओवरफ्लो मतलब
ओवरफ्लो की नहीं बात कर सकते. It only means that I am accessing the memory which is not actually present. I am accessing the memory which is not present. That is the meaning. So that case I am going from user mode to the abort mode.
ओके
Okay.
सर.
हाँ, so
सर
you can just
ओवरफ्लो जो रहेगा सर वो इंटरप्ट के जैसे ही ट्रीट होगा क्या?
नहीं ओवरफ्लो का कंसेप्ट अलग है. whenever the result gets overflowed or when it is more than your capacity, that is 8 bit का अगर रजिस्टर है लेकिन आपका आंसर 9 bit का या 10 bit का आ रहा है, then in that case it is called as the overflow. लेकिन जब ये abort मोड में हम जाते हैं, इसका मतलब होता है कि हम मेमोरी को एक्सेस कर रहे हैं या फिर हम वो एड्रेस को एक्सेस कर रहे हैं that doesn't physically exist.
यस सर, मतलब जो ओवरफ्लो है वो इंटरप्ट के अंदर आएगा ना सर? जो हम लोग FIQ या IRQ देख रहे हैं उसमें आएगा ना ओवरफ्लो?
नहीं, ओवरफ्लो उसमें कैसे आएगा? ओवरफ्लो concept is different. Overflow flag you are talking about ना. Overflow
यस
flag
सर.
will set only when your result is greater than the handling capacity of the register. So that overflow is different concept. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि मैं वो मेमोरी को एक्सेस कर रहा हूँ जो फिजिकली एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती है, वो मेमोरी को मैं एक्सेस करने को जा रहा हूँ. और ऐसे अगर आप वो मेमोरी को एक्सेस करने जा रहे हो या फिर आप वो एड्रेस को एक्सेस करने जा रहे हो जो फिजिकली एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती है, देन यू गो फ्रॉम यूजर मोड टू द abort mode. Okay, so if you are using an instruction or you are using a data, instruction का मतलब I am using an instruction in which I have to access that particular address which doesn't physically exist, or if I want to access the data from the memory location which does not exist, that memory location physically does not exist, then I go from user mode to the abort mode. That is the way. That is the meaning. Is it fine?
Yes,
So
sir.
just understand that whenever you handle the memory which does not exist, that means you are violating the memory access. Then you go from user mode to the abort mode. That is the meaning. Okay. Is it fine? Shall I proceed?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here the next one is when you go from user mode to the undefined mode. Undefined mode में हम कब जाते हैं? Whenever you handle an instruction which is undefined.
Sir, syntax error.
Syntax error you can say. Yes. कभी जब भी हम इंस्ट्रक्शंस लिखते हैं लेकिन इंस्ट्रक्शंस हम लिखते लिखते अगर स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक हो गया, so we could not recognize that instruction because that instruction is not from the pool of that particular microcontroller or instruction set. Okay, because that will not support that instruction. So in that case you go from user mode to undefined mode. Then the next one is the system mode. When you go from user mode to the system mode, हम user mode to system mode में जाते हैं. The when or you can say this system mode is the particular mode. The only difference is that it shares the register with the registers of user mode. The same registers are shared. The only difference being user is unprivileged and system is privileged. User is privileged and system is unprivileged. So that is the only difference between the user mode and system mode. Okay, but when you go from user mode to system mode, that is more important. But the difference is that अगर हमको user mode से system mode पे जाना है, but if I have to if I have to write into the CPSR, then I won't be used in the user mode. Then अगर मुझे CPSR में लिखना है, then I have to switch from user mode to system mode. Otherwise everything remains the same. Register remains the same, the working remains the same, everything remains the same. The only thing is that अगर मुझे CPSR में लिखना है, so you have to go from user mode to the system mode. That is the only difference. Is it fine now? I have explained you all the modes. I have explained you what is exception. I have explained you what is a privilege, what is non-privileged or unprivileged, how you go from one mode to the other mode, and the description of these modes, and the description of these modes. Okay, and the description of this mode. Now, with this understanding, I have more 2 to 3 minutes. With this understanding, what we will do, then we will go back to the PPT. We will go back to the PPT. अब जो हमने पढ़े है वो सिर्फ हमको अभी रिवाइज करना है. जो हमने पढ़ा है वो सिर्फ हमको रिवाइज करना है. So we will just revise now. मेरी आवाज आ रही है सबको?
यस सर.
हाँ, ओके. Yes, here now. So we have seen the operating modes. The operating mode, 7 operating modes. User is a privileged user mode is the unprivileged mode, and privileged modes are these 6. The short form user का USR, FIQ, IRQ का IRQ, because this has to be written along with the register, so it is mentioned here. तो यहाँ पे और क्या लिखा है? यूजर में नॉर्मल प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूशन मोड, FIQ में सपोर्ट द हाई स्पीड डेटा ट्रांसफर और चैनल प्रोसेस. नाउ these are the additional things. These are the additional things you can write down for FIQ. IRQ में क्या है? यूज फॉर जनरल पर्पस इंटरप्ट हैंडलिंग. सुपरवाइजरी में क्या लिखा है? प्रोटेक्टेड मोड फॉर द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. Abort में implements viral memory and or memory protection. Undefined is support software emulation or hardware coprocessor. System mode is a runs privileged operating system task. Now these are actually the areas in which you can use where you can use these different modes. I have told you that when you go from user mode to other mode, under what conditions. Okay, so here also in the FIQ you can carry out this function. In IRQ you can carry out this function. In supervisory you can carry out this function. So these are the additional things you can write down. These are the additional things you can write down. Okay, so I have already shared you this slide, this PPT. These are the user में हम क्या करते हैं, FIQ में हम क्या करते हैं. मैंने पिछले स्लाइड में मैंने बताया था कि हम यूजर से दूसरे मोड में कब जाते हैं. यहाँ पे क्या है कि वो मोड में क्या काम किया जाता है, IRQ में क्या काम किया जाता है, सुपरवाइजरी में क्या काम किया जाता है. ओके, अनडिफाइंड में क्या काम किया जाता है. ओके, सो वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू द डिटेल ऑफ दिस. दिस इज फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट फॉर इन सुपरवाइजरी एक्चुअली क्या काम किया जाता है. ओके, सो दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस. ओके, सो with this we will move to the next one. So this is what I already have explained you. Okay, this is already what I have explained you कि हम ये मोड में कब जाते हैं. Yes, before I end, this is the last slide. Before I end, this is the last slide. Now यहाँ पे important क्या है? मैंने बताया था कि 37 registers are there. ईच ऑफ 32 बिट लॉन्ग, उसमें से एक डेडिकेटेड प्रोग्राम काउंटर पीसी, उसमें से एक डेडिकेटेड करंट प्रोग्राम स्टेटस रजिस्टर CPSR, 5 dedicated saved program status register SPSR, एंड 30 जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर, लेकिन उसको मैंने बताया था आपको 12 और 18, 12 और 18, 12 is your special function registers and 18 are your general purpose registers. So this is how it is done. Okay, and the next lecture I'll be talking about, okay, in the next lecture I'll be talking about CPSR now in detail. In the next lecture I'll be talking about CPSR in detail. So before I end, do you have any questions? किसी को कुछ क्वेश्चन है, कुछ
No,
डाउट है?
sir.
See, yesterday I have shared with you many of the study materials, so I want everyone to go through that, and if you have any questions please ask in that. Okay, उसके related कुछ भी अगर आपको डाउट होगा तो you can ask. Attendance हो गया मनीष?
Sir, attendance is taken.
अच्छा ठीक है. Okay, everyone can leave then. Thank you.